We just got some Superman news. Let's take a look. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So we did get a teaser by James Gunn showing us the brand new Superman poster for the upcoming Superman movie. But also, we got news about an upcoming teaser trailer. We knew that there would be a trailer this week, but now we know that there will be a teaser trailer Thursday. In case you watch this video much later, the teaser trailer will be Thursday, December 19th, 2024. And here you can see the poster. Although there is some animation in the poster, if you go to X, you will see the animated poster. I did retweet the post of the poster. So if you go to the Multiverse Prime at DCU Multiverse X page, you will actually see the post there. And you will see the animated version of the poster. And yes, I finally created an X account for the Multiverse channel. So there we go. So for those of you who were asking that the Multiverse should have more of a presence on social media, I guess this is the first step in that direction. And for those of you who were wondering when we'll get a first trailer for the Superman movie, it will finally happen this Thursday. I did not talk a lot about the movie so far. I talked a bit about the movie once in a while during Live at 5. But some of you guys often ask, Multiverse, what do you think about the upcoming Superman movie? So here we go. I have to admit, I do have mixed feelings about it. Full disclosure, I am not a James Gunn fan. I did not see that many movies by James Gunn, and the only movies I really enjoyed that James Gunn did produce was the first two Guardians of the Galaxy. And the reason I only say the first two is I didn't see the third one just yet. When it comes to his DC work, I did not really like The Suicide Squad. There was some good bits here and there, but overall, I wasn't too crazy about the movie. Although one of the things I really loved was the fact that he did use Starro the Conqueror as the evil bad guy in that film. And he did make the Peacemaker TV show for HBO Max. I hated that show. The opening is fun. It's a fun, crazy opening. But sadly, that seems to be all James Gunn seems to be interested in doing some crazy, silly stuff. And the Peacemaker TV show was way too silly. It was trying way too hard to be silly. And when they used the characters like the Vigilante, and pretty much turned the Vigilante into a joke, a walking punchline, I hated that. Like if they wanted to have a crazy, stupid character, they could have used the Ambush Bug. Ambush Bug would probably have been perfect for that. But even Peacemaker himself, they're trying way too hard to make a Peacemaker jokey and even a bit silly, if not totally stupid. So I really didn't like that show. So when we did find out that James Gunn would be the creative force behind the DCU, I had mixed feelings about that. Yes, he does seem to be very talented and very capable, but sadly he does have a lot of very juvenile humor in his movies. Sometimes it works better than others, like for Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought it worked fine. But with Peacemaker, he tried to be even more silly and even more jokey than anything he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Also, he seems to think that because he had success with Guardians of the Galaxy, because they were sort of obscure characters for most people, that he can pretty much take any obscure characters and give them the spotlight and make them successful. We see that one of the upcoming movies that seems to be in the works is a Clayface movie. But Clayface never had any real successes before. And yes, he was in the Batman animated series, and then later on in the Justice League animated series, and there were some pretty darn good episodes with Clayface. But I don't think that there is anyone at all who ever thought, hey, let's have a Clayface movie. And even in the comics, I don't think we ever had a Clayface miniseries. I think the closest we ever had was a Clayface one-shot. So there is no track record at all indicating that a Clayface movie would be a good idea. As opposed to with Guardians of the Galaxy, when they decided to make a movie about Guardians of the Galaxy, there was a pretty popular run of comics in the 2000s about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that is pretty much also where Rocket Raccoon and Groot pretty much became popular in the comics at the time. So yes, the Guardians of the Galaxy characters were pretty obscure characters for most people at the time, but still it was based on the popular comics at the time. So yes, it was based on obscure characters, but they did have a track record of success at that time. So James Gunn seems to be drawn more towards obscure characters as opposed to iconic characters like our friend Superman. I think he even said as much way back when in some interview. And yes, he could have changed his mind since then. And obviously, if DC Comics or if Warner Brothers decide to ask you, do you want to make a Superman movie? Who in their right mind would say no to that? So James Gunn is a talented filmmaker. The only worry is that, is he the right filmmaker to make a Superman movie? I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that. Also, some of the first images we saw of the Superman costumes were not very flattering. If we had seen this picture first, this picture leaves a much stronger, a much better impression than some of the previous images we saw in the past. It does have a feeling of a sort of classic and modern styles all mushed together, and it does seem to even have a bit of Alex Ross inspiration built into it. Also, there was a bit of music that came with the animated poster, and it was pretty much a variation of the Superman theme from the classic Superman from the 70s. Now, does this mean that they are going to use the old Superman theme from the Christopher Reeve movies? Or is that just for the trailers? Or are they going to use a modernized version of the Superman theme? We're gonna have to wait and see for that, I guess. So there we go, guys. So we have a pretty cool looking posters for the upcoming Superman movie. And we finally know that next Thursday we will get an official teaser trailer for the Superman movie. So Thursday we may have some more information about the Superman movie that we can talk about. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.